I am back, ladies and gentlemen. We are back on Lock It In. This is your sports betting show here for Game 7 tonight. On top of some, MLB, there's some baseball going on, some other stuff happening. But let's get into it. We got a great game to play today with the guys that they're unaware of, and I'm excited for this. So stay tuned. Let's get to it. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Lock It In on the Rec Room Sports Hub. My name's Tanner Dawson. Joining me, of course, is Scott Coben, Alan Perales. Guys, what's up? Happy Sunday. I know it's been a long time. I had a big move. Obviously, I got blank walls behind me, so we're still not even all there, but I got stuff hooked up, and I'm ready to get back into it.
Nick Bodkins on the game show, first of all. Nick Bodkins. See the number one answer on the game? The new game that we're playing?
I wouldn't want to bet him. So
okay.
What is game 7?
What is game 7? What is game 7?
Nah, guys, we got a great show lined up today. We got some bets for you, kind of scattered all over. Obviously, NBA game 7 happening. I did, unfortunately, I moved during the whole entire Stanley Cup Finals, which is disappointing for me because I love betting it, especially Edmonton. I'm a dry saddle guy, and unfortunately, I did not place really any bets since mid-May. But today we're breaking it out. We're kicking the doors down. Time to get back to it. You know what? There's football around the corner. Believe it or not, I know it's June. It's almost July here. Football's around the corner.
Let's go Jacksonville State. Come on, baby.
I was about to say, it's coming. It's coming. Be ready, guys. So, but hey, we got a whole thing going on, right? Just because the NBA Game 7's getting done today, there's still WNBA to play. We still have the MLB happening. College World Series is going on right now. We'll be okay. So, we still got content to throw out there, and you know what? I'm excited to get back to it. I'm excited, especially as I get these walls more covered with some stuff. But we'll get there. So, guys, happy game 7. What's our before we get into the game here, what's our initial thoughts on game 7 today?
Alan, I'll let you go first since you're the Oklahoma City.
Mr. Thunder himself.
First, Scott Foster's reffing, so that's already a giant red flag for any NBA fan watching this game. But yeah, first game 7 since 2016, since the Cavs Warriors series. That of course was the infamous 3-1 comeback by Cleveland to win a championship there. I think the difference with that is that you have. I believe Cleveland was the home team in that regard. They were down 3-1 going back home in that series. But this time, Indiana has to go on the road to OKC, which we've learned, and I'm sure NBA fans have learned over this past postseason, is Oklahoma City's not an easy place to go to. It is very hostile. It is probably one of the most hostile environments in the NBA. There's a reason why it's nicknamed Loud City, because it gets loud inside the Paycom Center. And within, I want to say 30 seconds of it being announced that there was going to be a Game 7, it already sold out. So you know that entire stadium is going to be packed. It's going to be checkerboarded off, white and blue. It's going to be insanely crazy tonight, and I think the crowd is going to definitely play a huge part in the outcome tonight, because that's just how they've been all year long. I mean, you want to talk about a dedicated fan base? This is a fan base that after the Game 6 loss, the next morning at 3 a.m. in the pouring rain, went out to the airport to greet the team back. That's how dedicated this fan base is. So,
well, what's your? I mean, I didn't get a hold of you before Game 1 started, but were you surprised how much this series has gone to Game 7? Like a Pacers team, the way they played, like not being favorites at all.
I'm actually not, because you look at what Indiana did throughout the postseason against some of these teams that are like, Boston's favored against them, New York's favored against them. They just ways to win games. Stat wise, Tyrese Halliburton hasn't been great, but in clutch moments he has been. So that's kind of what's defined his legacy in this postseason. And when the chips are down, he usually rises to the occasion. And we got to give credit to Rick Carlisle too. He's been very good this postseason coaching this team up. There's a reason why he's so well guarded in the NBA is because of what he's been able to do throughout his career as a coach in the NBA. So, we're in for an uphill battle tonight. Even though it is at home, even though the crowd's going to be electric, this Pacers team is not going to let it go easy. It's not. I don't think it's going to be a blowout, because a lot of the wins OKC has had after a loss have usually been blowouts, even in the postseason. But tonight, Indiana is going to give them 110% all the way through. You couldn't ask for more in a Game 7. This is going to come down to the last shot, I feel.
Don't say that. Tyrese Halliburton is that guy in the playoffs.
You don't want the Pacers with the last shot.
You do not.
I don't want it, but I think that's what's going to happen.
Scott, now, earlier this week, the Pacers were public favorites by, big time. Everybody was betting the Pacers.
Yeah.
What's our take on that?
Pacers the series to go 7 was 6 or 7. I had a feeling was going to happen. I think the Pacers are going to a bee's nest tonight. I just think Oklahoma City, who has not lost 2 games in a row, in the playoffs, and it's been a long time since they've lost 2 games in a row.
Last year around June or May or June, I believe.
Yeah.
Was the last time they
I think in the playoffs last year, it's 2 games in a row. I think it was the playoffs. The series against, was it Minnesota or Dallas? Could have been Dallas.
It was Dallas, I think, in the West.
Yeah.
I think it was the Western, either the Western Conference Finals or the Western semis that we lost 2 in a row to them.
I think people are just throwing money at the Pacers, hoping that the underdog wins, because a lot of people are underdog bettors.
That's true.
I do not like the underdog tonight. I just think that I know Oklahoma City's got all the pressure on them. I know there's no pressure on Indiana walking into Game 7, but when you're walking into Game 7 on the road, you're going to get maximum effort from the Thunder tonight. And because there is no other game, number one, and number two, they got blown out in Game 6. They got blown out. And the spread was, the game ended up 17, but it was 30 going into the fourth quarter. So they got blown out. I think after a certain point, Oklahoma City said, you know what, let's get ready for Game 7. We don't care what the score is. Let's just get ready for Game 7. So I think that was the mindset for a quarter and a half in the Game 6 outcome. So I expect the Thunder to be nothing less than on their best tonight.
Mm-hmm. And go to your point, Scott, they got boat raced in Cleveland earlier in the season.
Yeah.
And then the following game at home against the same Cleveland team, they flipped the script. So
they flipped the script. Yeah. So I fully expect that to happen tonight. Indiana's a great story, and Allen.
Great story, yeah.
If the Pacers are down by 4 or less going into the final 90 seconds of the game, you don't want that as an Oklahoma City fan, because Tyrese Halliburton finds a way to win that game for Indiana. You just don't want that. They're that team this year that finds a way to win games. You want it to be a 10-point game with 3 minutes left, where the game is almost essentially over, so to speak. So that would be my fear, is that Indiana's in the game with 2 minutes to go and Halliburton wins it again. So,
I mean, that would be huge for his his standing in the NBA because the talk is right now is Tyrese Halliburton a superstar? And a lot of people are like, well, he has the moments, but he never really, has the stats to back it up. He wins Game 7 tonight. I think you can put those talks to rest.
Yeah, and that's my fear that he tries to take the game over tonight. He tries to take the game over tonight, does too much. And it's to the detriment of the Pacers. And same thing with Oklahoma City. SGA tries to do too much, and it's to the detriment of Oklahoma City. That's the two things I'm worried about tonight. So,
see, and that's the thing for me. It's the what is SGA going to bring and execute on, right? So I think we've seen him stopped plenty of times, but I've also seen him in the finals alone, like really be a liability here. So it's like, what does he bring back to OKC, and can he get certain guys involved that need to be involved?
Yeah, I don't think we've seen a great game from Chet Holmgren in this final series at all. He had one game where he had 14 points, 15 rebounds, or something like that. But other than that, he's been 9, 11. He hasn't really had a good game. Could tonight be that night that he has a good game?
Can he get past that? Yeah.
Yeah, and that's the whole thing is to me, we've seen Williams for them be good. We've seen SGA be SGA. We haven't seen Holmgren be Holmgren. We haven't seen Lou Dort be Lou Dort. He had 17, I think, in the first game, but we haven't seen anything since then. So somebody else is going to have to step up for OKC against Indiana tonight. And who is that guy going to be?
I think it has to be Dort defensively. It has to be Lou Dort.
Yeah. I would agree with that.
I think what they're going to do tonight is you're going to see Dagnall put Lou Dort on their best shooter, which this series has either been Obi Toppin or TJ McConnell. So you're going to have Dort on one of those two guys tonight, I feel like, to try to limit them and what they can do.
Who has the most pressure? Which teams have the most pressure, do you think, behind them?
Oklahoma City, without question. Best team in the NBA, Game 7. You have to win it to cement your as one of the best teams in the NBA historically. I think it's all the pressures on Oklahoma City tonight to win the game. You're at home, Game 7. This is what you play the regular season for. You got to win it tonight.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you agree?
I would agree with that. I think Oklahoma City is under the most pressure because, like you said, Scott, they are at home. They have had the best record all year long. This has been the best team in the NBA all year long, regardless of what people think. You're going against a Pacers team that was the 4th seed in the East. And while, yes, they were a scrappy bunch, people probably shouldn't have gone to a Game 7, but hey, that's the beauty of the NBA nowadays, right? You never know what's going to happen.
Tanner, I think if you believe his stats, I think if you look at Oklahoma City's stats, they're one of the best teams ever in NBA history.
Yeah.
Point differential, offensive efficiency, defensive efficiency. They're one of the best teams in the history of the NBA. So now you need to cement it with the World Championship. And if you don't, you're not considered. And it's a total failure. How far does it set Oklahoma City back if they don't win today?
This is very on par with the 2012 team when you had Russ, KD, and Harden. You had all the superstar talent put together, and you only won one game against Miami in that finals. That it would be considered a disappointment, but for that team, they were young, they weren't ready, so you could give them a pass on that. Well, yes, this team is young too. This is only the second year this group has been together.
Right.
Let's keep that in mind. This is the youngest or second youngest team overall in the NBA. The fact that they made it to a finals Game 7 in just their second year together, that's crazy to even think about. And I know a lot of people are like, well, we can't really pick OKC because, STA is, blah, 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 all that crap, but whatever. But yeah, they have the most pressure on them tonight.
Yeah.
This is where your superstar players come to shine.
Right.
In a game 7 in the NBA finals. This is where you have to see a big game from SGA. This is where you have to see a big game from Tyrese Halliburton. Because these are your 2-star players.
Big pressure on the night. Now, what are we taking, guys? If I assume none of us have like the spread or total in our bets today. Is that correct?
No, because there's just too many factors playing into it. Because like I said earlier, it could come down to the wire, where one of these two teams could win on the last shot, and I don't think it's going to go above the 212, honestly, because I think both teams are going to play
215.
I think both teams are going to play good defense tonight. So you're going to see lockdown defense from both sides.
Gotcha. So the 215 that I have here at Caesars, no way, no touch. That's what you're saying.
Yeah, no.
And that's
it's either going to go one. It's going to go one of two ways. It's either going to be a defensive slugfest or it's going to be an all-out scoring fest because it's Game 7.
Okay.
No team is going to back down. Neither team is going to back down tonight.
Yeah.
I did 2 parlays involving this game tonight. One of which I can give you because it's not part of my bets on this. It's Thunder, LSU, and Tommy Fleetwood in the golf tournament to win. Those 3 just have to win. That's it. There's no spread, no nothing. So in that parlay, I didn't go with spread. In the parlay I'm giving today on the show, there is one in there with the spread. I will go with the spread. I'll play it different. I'll do it different ways and to the same unit thing. I didn't put any more money on one or the other. But I will go with one. I think it's going to come down to I think it's a close game tonight. I don't think there's any way you can cut it. I know Indiana blew them out. I know Oklahoma City blew them out earlier in the series, but I just don't see a blowout tonight. Either way. So.
Okay.
And
there you go, ladies and gentlemen. This is your Game 7 talk here. Now it's time to get in our favorite part. We lock in some bets here. Now, today's game, ladies and gentlemen, it's fun. It's different. Why not? Why not? Each of us is going to have this $100 pretend money, okay? Now, we're going to use this $100 for our 3 to 5 bets that we have currently, or should have at least currently. And we're going to use this money as in our confidence level of our bets. So we have $100. We can take it whatever way we want between these 3 to 5 bets. And this is going to gauge for you guys, the audience, the bettors out there that are looking for some advice of what you really want to hammer down and what you might throw a little pizza money at. So you guys got it? Make sense? Scott,
Makes
Alan,
sense.
we
Yep.
good?
Yeah.
It's a little fun thing.
Yeah.
So here we go. First one. I don't care what you do. This is all gauged on your money. You have to total to $100. Okay, on your side. So your first bet here, first bet of the day, guys. What we throwing down? How much money? And what is our bet here? Scott, I'll let you start.
We talked about this pre-show. There's a WNBA game tonight that's on the West Coast. It's the Golden State, and I'm not pronouncing the last name, Valkyries, I think it is, and the Connecticut Sun. $50. Golden State -5 first half against Connecticut. So I'm gonna blow out half the budget on Golden State -5 in the first half against Connecticut.
-5 first half.
First half. Connecticut is they could be. I think they're the worst team in the WNBA right now. They beat Indiana. Yes, they beat Indiana without Caitlin Clark. They blew them out. So you could kind of give Indiana a pass with that one. I think it was the first game out. Golden State's been playing really well. They're 6-6. They beat Las Vegas. They've beaten LA, 2 of the better teams in the WNBA. And now they're going at home against one of the worst teams in the WNBA. So I'm going to blow half the budget on Golden State -5.
Look at that. Right away. We're already kicking the door down. Right away. All right, Alan, what you got, man? What's your first bet?
All right, so I'm gonna go 35 to start off because I'm kind of confident in this, but I'm not 100% sure. But it's gonna be a baseball MLB 2-team parlay: Cubs and Blue Jays. I'll go 35 on that.
Money line parlay.
Mm-hmm. You got Chris Bassett on the hill for the Blue Jays against the White Sox, who are a terrible team. Cubs are playing the Mariners, but the Cubs have been hot, and the Mariners are. I'll take those. I'll take that one. That's the only one of the two that it worries me is a little bit. Is Seattle could potentially win today because I believe they got Logan Gilbert on the hill today. So it's the only one I'm kind of cautious about, but I do like Cubs because their offense has been great.
Sounds good. No problem there. All right, guys. For myself, my first bet here, we're gonna drop in $15, and we're gonna do Nick Kurtz total bases under 1.5, and Luke Raleigh, Raleigh under 1.5 total bases as well. That's a parlay. It's plus 184 on Caesars. That's kind of what I'm looking for on the $15 mark for myself. So, okay, Scott, bet number 2.
So this is the three parlay I was talking about. The other parlay that I did. I went Thunder money line, same game parlay with the game 7 tonight. Thunder money line, Pacers plus 7.5, and Thunder first quarter money line. So if the Thunder win the game tonight, I think they have to come out really aggressive in the first quarter and put a big number up on Indiana. And I think they could do that. And that's a $20 bet that I did. That's plus 480 on DraftKings. Yeah.
Okay.
Plus 480 on DraftKings. One is I think the game's going to be close. I think Oklahoma City wins it, and I think they come out hot in the first quarter. And number 2, it's plus 480. And if you put 20 on it, you're talking about a nice little chunk of change for a win. So
that's a little chunk of change.
Yeah. So that's what I did. I think the game's going to be close tonight. I think Indiana's going to be down by like 8-10 in the last 2 minutes, and then cut it to like lose by 6. So that's the way I'm going with that. That's my theory of the game. So,
all right, Alan.
I'll go 40 on this one.
40.
Hot dang.
And I might regret this on Wednesday, but I'm going LSU money line.
Oh no.
Jonathan,
no.
hope you enjoy game 3 on Monday night, buddy. That's what it's coming to.
Go with LSU money line. Look, Coastal Carolina, great story. They've been phenomenal all season long. Like I think Jonathan, we talked about it on Wednesday. They played with a chip on their shoulder throughout this entire tournament because they felt like they should have been a top 8 seed, and rightfully so. They probably should have been. But this LSU team this year, since the SEC tournament, there's been something that is like that I've looked at this. This team seems like they're on a mission. Prove that not only are they the best team in the SEC, but they're the best team in the country. And I don't think LSU wants to get it to a game 3. They don't want to give Coastal Carolina any kind of momentum whatsoever. So I think they want to put an end to it tonight.
I agree with everything Alan said, but Jonathan, enjoy game 3 tomorrow night. He's trying to put the reverse jinx on you, Jonathan. So.
All right. Hey, why not? So myself, I'm going to take another $15 one here. We're going to take another baseball player prop parlay. We're going to take Taylor Ward over half total bases, but we're going to take the under Luis Torrens under 1.5 total bases today. So that's a parlay there. That gave me a plus 140 there on Caesars currently. So that's kind of where I'm gauging at for my baseball one. Okay. So currently going into bet number 3, guys. Bet number 3. Scott has a total of, where are we at? 50 and a 20. So you're at $70 there.
Yep.
Alan, you're at 75. And I've only bet $30 so far.
Ted is responsible with his money. We're blowing it out already. So I'm going to go to Alan's game, and I'm going to put these are all going to be $10 bets. $10 Coastal LSU under 8.5. The temperature, it's a 2:30 Eastern game. Temperature is supposed to be 100 degrees, but the wind's going to be blowing in to home plate at 20 miles per hour. So you can't jack a ball out of the ballpark. 20 miles per hour, you have to really hit it to get it out. So I have a feeling we're going to see a pitching matchup again that's going to be low scoring and 8.5. I know 100 degrees. I know it's hot. I know the ball seems to carry, but with 20 mile per hour winds coming in, college kids are going to have to really smack the ball out to get it out. And they couldn't last night, and I don't think they will again today. So under 8.5, Coastal LSU, $10.
For my guy that's 2 hours from Omaha, it's a gusty. It's a gusty time. So yeah.
If you see anything over like 10 to 15 miles per hour, especially in college, I usually go the under. At night. So that's where I'm going with this.
Okay. Alan, bet number 3.
And try to find it here.
Alan's not ready for this exercise.
I'm only putting 10
on this one.
But
okay.
Let's see.
SGA MVP minus 750 with $10.
It's interesting. So, Jack Leiter on for Texas, 4 strikeouts.
Over 4 strikeouts?
Over 4K?
Yes.
Alan's frozen. I think
Yeah,
he's going over. He's a Rangers fan, so I would assume he's going over.
Over 4Ks. Alan, you froze up.
Yes.
Okay. Over 4Ks.
Yes.
Got it.
Rangers pitching great. Rangers pitching has been great. They can't keep the offense going, but they're pitching great. So I think Leiter will.
Yeah, they've been great, except for that series that just played. Cags, 2-bomb. Appreciate your Texas pitching on that one. So.
Nice to see the offense finally show.
The problem was the Royals offense.
The Rangers series.
They weren't high scoring games. They were low scoring games except for one game, I think, against the Royals. I think they were like 4-1, 2-0, stuff like that. So.
I mean, it was nothing else but Royals real, style, except for that last with Cags 2-bomb day. So
Yep.
Just,
Sorry, Alan.
It's the world of the Royals fan, man. World of the Royals fan. All right, we're gonna take a $20 bet here, and we're gonna take we're gonna do a little crazy here. We're gonna take the over 6.5 total points and rebounds combo for Case and Wallace today. This is a $20 bet that we're going after. So this is a by itself, it's a minus 120. So reaching out for some game 7 bets here, guys. We're gonna look for those the sneaky ones. So that's what I got here for today on one. All right. I think you guys are at 80 each, and I'm now at 50. So
I'm 15, I think, because I did 10. I think I have
85. He's at 15. Yep. He's
so,
at 15.
Yeah,
I'm at 20.
You're at 10. Hold on. Scott has 80. He's a total $80 so far.
Yep.
Alan, I think you're at 80 with that $10 bet, and then I'm at 50. So yeah.
Okay.
So all right.
So $10 bet. Marlins starting pitcher Sandy Alcantara today. We're going under 4.5 Ks at minus 120. He's not striking out anybody. He's really not throwing a lot of strikeouts.
What was the case?
Under 4.5.
4.5. Okay.
4.5. Yep. He's not striking out anybody. He's pitching to contact. He's lost velocity on the fastball. The fastball's down like 3 or 4 miles per hour before he had his Tommy John. So I just think he's pitching to contact, and that's the way he's staying in games and winning games. So he's relying on his defense. So I'm going to go under 4.5, $10.
Okay. Alan, what do you got?
I'm going to go into Houston, LA today. Astros Angels. Going Zach Neto over total bases. He got hit by a pitch I think it was last night or the night before. He's back in the lineup today. He's going to want a little custom of a wrench, so I think he's going to have a big day for the Angels today.
What was that total bases?
I think it's like 0.5, but I think after you get hit, you want to kind of show off a little bit. So I think he'll have a big day for the Angels today.
Zach. How about trying Zach? Zach might work. You say Meadows?
Neto.
Oh, Neto. My bad. You broke up. Okay.
Yeah.
Total bases. Where you at? There it is. 1.5 is what I got.
Yeah, I'll go over on it.
Okay. And how much are you betting?
5.
5 on that. Okay. All right. Let's see here. So we're at 50 here. So we'll pop in. Now it's time to get some big boys in here. Some people might not agree with me after some of these games, but that's fine by me. We're going to take a $25 bet here, ladies and gentlemen. $25. We're going to go Obi Toppin under 4.5 total rebounds today. That's a plus 115 bet. 25. Obi Toppin under 4.5 total rebounds. Okay. All right, Scott.
All right, so I get $10 left, so we're going to blow it all on this. It's a little fun bet. Most 3-pointers in Game 7 tonight. Oklahoma City is plus 170. I took Oklahoma City plus 170 for most 3-pointers for $10. Indiana hasn't really shown that they can hit threes at like 20 clip, and so if they're at 10 to 12, I think Oklahoma City can match that or go over it. At plus 170 money, you put $10 on it. Again, that's another little nice chunk of change that you're going to get if it hits. So, and I think it will. So Oklahoma City plus 170.
Okay. I like it. All right, Alan, what do you got?
See what I got. 15 left.
15 left.
You know what? Screw it. SGA over 32.5 points. We'll put all 15 on it. He has to have a big game tonight.
Got it. Got it noted. All right. For my final bet, ladies and gentlemen, we are going back to Game 7 as well. Andrew Nemhard, under 14.5 total points and assists. And that will be our final $25 bet there to equal 100 in that one. Holy cow, guys. We got some bets here. So if we break it down here for Scott, his most confident bet out there, $50 amount. And correct me if I'm wrong here, Scott, but you have Golden State minus 5 in the first half versus Connecticut today.
Yeah, that's correct.
The most confident bet for Allen is $35, and that would be the Cubs Blue Jays money line parlay. No, that's wrong. Sorry, I apologize. The most confident bet he had today was a $40 bet, which was LSU money line. Here he goes. My most confident bet here, myself, I had 2 of them. So I had the under 4.5 Obi Toppin total rebounds and the under 14.5 Andrew Nemhard total points and assists. So that's where we're sitting at, guys. That's where we're sitting at. I like it. Everybody looks good here. I got it down. I'm excited to see what happens. Excited to see how it comes on. Yes,
by the way,
feel good.
I feel really good about the Connecticut Golden State pick. Extremely good. I went on Prize Picks and looked on Prize Picks. They're running a Paige Becker's half a point special. If she just has to score 1 point to hit that prop. So I did her on the half a point. And then, as you know, I went to the golf and did Russell Henley under 68 score. And I put $5 on that. I did one more, and I forget what the one more was. I put $5 on that, and if all three hit, it returns 27. And I did the flex, and it returns 12.50. So Paige Becker's at half a point. If you could find something, anything to gear up with that, do it, because you're going to win at least one, and then you just have to hope the second one hits. So, or the third one in my case. So I did that. And then again, my other parlay that I didn't do was Thunder, Tommy Fleetwood in the golf tournament, and LSU, all to just win. So if they all win, that cashes. So that was my other parlay that I did that I didn't give out in the show that I gave out earlier. So again, if two hit in the Thunder, the one that lose Allen, Wednesday night's baseball show, you might want to tap out on. Especially if LSU loses tonight. But I'm pretty confident that all three of those will come in. So
I like it. Here you go, ladies and gentlemen. There's your bets today. Make sure you drop in the comments what you guys are betting on. We want to hear what your Game 7 bets are, as well as your MLB and WNBA and golf or whatever else you guys are betting. So drop that in the comments here. If you like this new format, let us know as well. I think this is a little bit makes you think a little bit harder on where you want to spread out your bankroll into it. So puts a little challenge to it. We'll evolve and adapt, of course, as we keep going. But I think this is a good start. Good start. So
in college football, I'll do 95 on Jacksonville State, $1 on the other.
I'm gonna take $30 on Mercer.
Yes. College basketball, I'll take 65 on American at -3.
And anybody that plays Green Bay.
Yes, anybody that plays Green Bay, you got that right. As long as Doug Gottlieb's the coach, I'm doing it. So.
All right, guys, we'll be out. We'll catch you next weekend. Make sure you guys have a great day. And go Thunder.
Go Thunder.
There you go.
Go LSU.
Rock and roll.
Go LSU.